In this video, we are going to look at the installation steps of SQL Server 2019. Also, we are going to install the SQL Server Management Studio known as SSMS. Stay till the end for additional steps on how to restore our database, and we will be using AdventureWorks as our sample database. Hi, this is Monojit from SQL Helper, and I will be your instructor for this session. If you are new to this channel, please click on subscribe and don't forget to hit the like button. All the links that I mentioned in this video, you can find them all in description. Let us start with the installation process of SQL Server 2019. Open the browser. We will be using Mozilla Firefox. Go to google.com. And search for SQL Server 2019 Developers Edition. Open the link with SQL Server downloads. Make sure that you are downloading from Microsoft.com and it is having HTTPS in the URL. Go to the open link. In this page, you can find multiple versions of SQL Server 2019. Scroll down a little bit and you can find download link for Developer Edition. Developer Edition is fully featured free edition license for used as a development and test database only. The downside is you cannot use it for production purpose. You can also use the SQL Server Express Edition, but it has limitation with size restriction and there are some features that are unavailable with this version. We will continue with the Developer Edition. Click on Download Now option. Save the file. The newly downloaded file will be around 5.5 MB in size. Select the installation file and right-click on it. Make sure that you click on Run as Administrator option. Click Yes to continue. In this window, you will find three types of installation options: Basic, Custom, and Download Media. If you choose the Basic option, it will install most of the features available as per Microsoft recommendation. With Custom option, only the features that you are gonna select will be installed. Rest of the options will be ignored. Custom option gives you more control over your installation process. The third option, Download Media, can be used to download the installation files locally into your hard drive. If you have a limited internet plan or if you are planning to install the same SQL Server version into multiple servers, it will save a lot of time. We will continue the installation with Custom option. Let's click on Custom. In the following screen, put the media location where initial files will be downloaded. For us, it will be in C drive, SQL 2019 folder. Important information you must know before installing it. SQL Server 2019 requires around 9 GB of free disk space and 4 GB of available RAM. For Express Edition, minimum requirement of available memory is 1 GB. For other versions, it requires 4 GB to perform optimally. Now click on Install. It will start the download process of installer files. Once download is completed, you will be prompted with Download Successful message and a new pop-up window will open for SQL Server Installation Center. Click on Installation tab. Select new SQL Server standalone installation, or add features to an existing installation. If you are trying to install a fresh instance or you want to add some additional features into an existing instance, you need to use this option only. Select this option. Now you will be prompted to Product Key screen. You can choose the edition you want to install. Also, if you have a product key available with you, you can provide the product key and continue with the installation of the licensed version. Click on Next. In this screen, you can continue the installation with default instances. If you want to install the SQL Server with a specific instance name, you need to select Named Instance Radio button and put the name of the instance you want to see in the installation. We will continue with the default instance. Click on Next. In this screen, you need two separate admin accounts to assign, one for SQL Server Agent and one for SQL Server Database Engine. We will continue with the default account names. Click on Next. In the Database Engine configuration window, select Mixed Mode as your authentication mode. Mixed Mode gives you best of both the worlds. Using this option, you can always have the situation to log in using Windows authentication, or you can use the password mode to log in as well. Provide a strong password and click on Add Current User button. It is available at the bottom left corner of your screen. Click this option to add the currently logged in user as SQL Server Administrator. If you want to add any other administrator account, click on Add button and in the pop-up window, put the name of the user and click on Check Names. Once the user is found, click OK. You can also remove any user added mistakenly by clicking on Remove button. We will continue our installation with the current user only. Click on the Data Directories tab. Here, all the default directories will be populated, where your primary database, your log files, and backup files will be generated. If you are working in a live environment, you should always change the default locations with planned location of yours. We will continue with the default locations. Click on TempDB tab. If your database is going to grow quite exponentially, you should increase the auto growth value to a higher number. We will continue with the default values. Next, go to Max DOP tab. Here, you need to specify the number of CPU you want to make available for SQL Server. Make a note that you should never assign the maximum number of CPU available. Otherwise, during heavy processing, it will occupy the available CPU and your PC will have performance issues. We have 4 CPUs available with us and we will assign 2 for Max DOP. Now go to Memory tab. Click on Recommended Radio button. Assign certain available memory in the minimum server memory field. We will put 6000 MB. Next, in the max server memory field, do not assign the maximum amount of RAM available in your machine. We will assign 8000 MB in the max server memory field. If you are not using default values in this screen, make sure that you select the checkbox at the bottom saying click here to accept the recommended memory configuration. Go to File Stream tab. If you are planning to save files within the database, then you should always check the Enable File Stream for Transact SQL Access and also check the Enable File Stream for File I/O Access. Click on Next to continue. Our SQL Server installation is ready. You can save the configuration file referred in this below folder location. If you are planning to install the SQL Server version with similar settings, you can directly use the config file to avoid the previous steps. During the later stage of this video, I will show you how to use the configuration file to install a SQL Server instance as well. Click on Install to continue. It will take few minutes to install selected features. I will speed up the video a little bit for the sake of time. Once the installation is completed, you will be prompted with completion report. Make sure all the selected components are installed successfully. Once done, click on Close. Now we are back to Installation Center window, and I will show you how to install a SQL Server instance using a configuration file. Go to Advanced tab and click on Install based on configuration file option. Once you select this option, you will be prompted to select the configuration file that you want to use for your installation. Select the configuration file and hit Open. It will take you to the installation screen. I am not going to continue the installation with the configuration file at the moment. Let's quickly move on to the installation process of SQL Server Management Studio, known as SSMS. For that, we will go back to google.com once again and search for Download SQL Server Management Studio. Click on the download link available with Microsoft.com. Go to the section Download SSMS and click on Download SQL Server Management Studio link. The version we will be downloading is 18.4 and it was released on November 4th, 2019. Download the installer file. Go to download location. Select the downloaded file. Right click on the file and make sure you select Run as Administrator. The installation window will pop up. It is pretty straight up process to install Management Studio from this point. Provide the installation folder if you want to change it to a separate location other than the default folder path, and click on Install. It may take few minutes depending on your computer configuration. Once setup is completed, close the installation window and go to Start menu. Search SSMS. Click on SQL Server Management Studio and it will prompt you to the initial screen for SSMS. Provide the server name, and this will be instance name you have given during the installation of your SQL Server. Click on Connect. We will be using Windows Authentication mode to log in. We have successfully installed SQL Server Management Studio and now we are able to connect to our database instance as well. Go to Object Explorer and expand Databases option. Right now you can see there are no user database available under this tab. For that, we will download the AdventureWorks sample database and we will restore it in our database instance. Once again, let's go back to our browser window and search for Download AdventureWorks database for SQL Server. Go to the download link. Refer the OLTP download section. Download the latest backup file. We will select AdventureWorks 2017 version. Click on the download URL and it will prompt you to save the file. You can also download the creation script from creation scripts section. If you are having trouble restoring database from the available backup file, you can always use the script to recreate the database. You can also check the GitHub link for the latest asset versions available for download. Let's go back to the downloaded backup file. Open SSMS. Select Databases. Right-click on Databases. Select Restore Database. You will be prompted to the Restore Database window. Under General tab, select the Device Radio button and click on the button at the right side with 3 dots on it. Select the backup media type as File. Click on Add button. Select the backup file that we recently downloaded. And click OK. If you are working in a live environment, you should always click on Verify Backup Media to make sure that backup file is not having any issue. Go to Files tab. Here you can find the default location where the database files will be stored. If you want to put it into a different location, you should select the Relocate All Files to Folder checkbox. And it will enable you to select the specific folder as per your requirement. We will continue with the default options. Go to Options tab. Select Override the existing database option. We are not going to select Preserve the replication settings as we do not have configuration for replication at the moment. If you are working in a multi-user environment, you should select Restrict Access to the option. It will stop other users to connect while you are performing the restoration process. Select Recovery State. There are 3 options: Restore with Recovery, Restore with No Recovery, Restore with Standby. We will continue with the Restore with Recovery option. We do not need to select Prompt before restoring each backup as we are going to use only one backup file. Hit OK. It won't take long to restore the database itself. Once completed, the newly restored database AdventureWorks 2017 will be available under your Databases tab. In today's session, we learned how to install SQL Server 2019. Then we have seen how to install SQL Server Management Studio. And we concluded it with restoring AdventureWorks sample database into our installed database instance. Thank you for watching this video. If you have not subscribed our channel yet, please do subscribe. And if you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button.